Man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Boy, when I tell you, it's funny. I did on my radio show this past Monday called K-Rino Radio every Monday night at midnight on kpft.org. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. I covered a topic talking about um, good old American boy Bret Favre, right? And Bret Favre, this dude. The topic I use is the rules are not the same. This dude accepted $5 million worth of payments from the government, the Mississippi government, from the state of Mississippi, um, that he used to help build a volleyball stadium for the University of Southern Mississippi, where his daughter was going to school, right, at the time. And y'all say, well, man, what's wrong with that? What you mean? They want to give you the money. This dude took the money from the welfare fund. The funding that was supposed to be used for less fortunate families to get financial assistance, man, they took money from the welfare fund. And when I say they, I'm speaking not, Bret Favre couldn't go get it himself. So it had to be approved. It had to be allowed by somebody. Guess who it was allowed by? It was allowed by the governor of Mississippi himself. A guy by the name of Phil Bryant. The governor of Mississippi let Bret Favre take $5 million from the welfare fund. So the rich taken from the poor, money that was supposed to be used to help the poor, less fortunate, used to build a volleyball stadium for a privileged athlete who, by the way, happens to have a net worth of $100 million. This dude is worth $100 million and took $5 million from the poor folks. Unbelievable. The rules ain't the same. Now he got busted, and now he gave a little bit back. He gave like $1 million of it back. He still owes some interest. But the funny thing is, a lot of people start to come in and put my cape on and make sure my cape is well ironed, and they start caping for him and trying to defend him, man. This is how dirty and hypocritical this country is that we live in. So we don't bring these kind of subjects out and speak on them out of shock and surprise. We bring them out as reminders to try to keep us woke. Keep us woke to say, well, you know what, golly, man, shh. This is another example, just when we relax, or if you have the mind to relax and think that, oh man, it's getting a little better, man. It's getting a little more accepting. It's getting a little more comfortable for us in this country. No, it ain't. Because like I said on my show, if that would have been Warren Moon, I'm going back to the Bret Favre era of the quarterbacks he played against. If that would have been Randall Cunningham, any black quarterback came up, what? Man, he would already be under the jail. He would already be being vilified and torn down in the worst way. And more so, I'm guessing, by his own people. But the governor of Mississippi allowed Bret Favre to get this bread. There was a lady who was the head of the nonprofit organization who was in on it too. And when people start trying to cape for him and defend him and mention all these different ways where maybe he didn't know, hey, this was that and that was a nope, because the text messages came out, and then the text messages told you everything you needed to know. This dude was in the text messages going back and forth with the nonprofit lady, and he said, is there any way that the media can find out where I got the money from and how much it was? See, he already knew what he was doing was wrong. He already knew. That's why he was trying to see here. Well, let me see. When you're trying to do wrong, you little and you trying to do wrong, and somebody is in on it with you. Well, hold on, man. Your mama gonna be home? Trying to make sure what time your mama get home. Yeah, because you trying to line everything up to make sure you gonna be able to get away with it. That's all he did. And she came back and said, no, 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 you good. Nobody's gonna find out. And the governor is on board. So they all was on board. They all in cahoots together. And this privileged fool took that money, man. Money that's supposed to be used for the poor. And he took that money because he wanted to build a stadium while his daughter was going to that university at that time. See, this is the mindset that we have to be aware of, that we dealing with. Dude's a criminal, bro. But they're not going to put him in the light of a criminal because guess what? He's also a former star quarterback in the NFL. He's a Super Bowl champion. He does Wrangler jeans commercials. Wow, he's Bret Favre. He represents everything that is America. And boy, they are absolutely right. He represents everything that is America. Plain and simple. Down to the bone. Down past the bone into the gristle. This dude is a criminal. But it's ironic that the media coverage is not ramped up as much as it should be, or it would be, again, if it was Warren Moon or Randall Cunningham or Jalen Hurts or anybody else that got the melanin like your big brother. It's a double standard. It's hypocrisy, plain and simple. And we have to be aware of that. And on another note, you got to be aware of that, man. If you out here pulling stunts and committing crime, you not going to, the rules ain't the same. You're not going to get treated the same way that golden boy Bret Favre gets treated. You could do far less. And again, you will be under the prison. See? You got a lot of these sports shows who they don't seem to be coming down hard on Bret Favre like that. They letting him make it. Then you got a guy like a K-Rino who decided all he said was he's not gonna get punched in the arm. And he's the topic of discussion every single day. They could be talking about pasta recipes. Somehow they're going to bring up Kyrie Irving. But yeah, man, you can't let the pasta cook too long. See, because if so, then it's going to make you decide, like Kyrie Irving did, that you don't want to. It always comes back to him, and they ride him. Why? Because a lot of us, unfortunately, we love doing master's bidding. We love to do it. We love to just shoot each other down and then look upstairs in the office and go, I'm good, boss? Am I doing a good job? See? So don't be surprised. We don't know what kind of charges are going to come up against Bret Favre, if any. We don't know if more attention gets brought to it once more chatter starts kicking in and they decide, let's go ahead on and address it. But the dude is a snake, man. He's a snake. May not be a snake of the highest order. There's some people that's way worse. But he's a snake. Because to do that with no conscience, man. No conscience. You're worth $100 million. You could have reached in your own pocket, man, and handled that and paid that off. And knock a little dust out the way out. You could have paid that off. And got it done. But you chose to be reverse. You chose to be Robin Hood in reverse. Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave to the poor. This dude steals from the poor and gives to the rich. All right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. And I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace and love.